What's up, guys? In today's video, I'm going to show you exactly how to dominate your market with the best way to acquire new clients in 2024. Spending all day prospecting is challenging and hard to do consistently. Sourcing, placing, and training an appointment setter is expensive and takes at least 90 days to get them ramped up, and even more when it comes to even finding them and hiring them. Any savvy business owners knows that you have to do outbound if you want to grow systematically. Now, if you rely on referrals and word of mouth, then you restrict your growth to inconsistent spurts and unpredictable sales pipeline. In an era of shrinking budgets and doing more with less, there is a great opportunity to use cold email to acquire new clients and grow market share at will. With cold email, you can push your message to a highly targeted audience and quickly iterate your messaging, understanding what your audience truly cares about. You can reach thousands of your ideal fit prospects daily with a highly targeted message delivered in a neutral platform like their inbox. Positive and negative prospect replies illustrate intent. This intent helps you build your market message resonance, which is simply how well can you get your audience to do what you want them to. However, the proliferation of automated outbound tools have lowered the barrier to entry, so now anybody can mass blast a list to create a campaign. Converting is really only getting harder, but buyers still want to hear from sellers via cold email. Standing out in a noisy inbox means that you need to come with heat if you expect to book high-quality meetings that actually lead to paying clients consistently. And I'm going to show you how to do that in this video. But first, why should you listen to me? If you don't know me, my name is Isaac. I'm the founder of levergrowth.io. We're a B2B lead generation agency. So we're sending around 10,000 cold emails per day across all of our client and our internal campaigns. And we're regularly booking up to 7 meetings per day for our business. So we know what converts. So in 2023, we worked with 18 B2B service businesses, booking between 5 and 15 meetings per month, and drove multi-six figures in revenue for all of our brand partners. To give you some more context, here are some actual results, screenshots from some recent campaigns. The thing to note here are positive replies. Here's a packed calendar with some high quality leads for a couple days, just to show what that might actually look like. And then here is how we actually booked a meeting with a prospect with 10 months of follow-up. So I'm going to talk about it later in the video, but this is the exact process and frameworks that we use to actually book people in that actually convert. So let's dive into it. In this video, we're going to cover these 5 things: deliverability guidelines to get and stay in the primary inbox, defining your ideal customer profile and building your list, proven cold email copywriting frameworks, using sales assets and why they convert, and interested lead nurture and follow-up. Deliverability guidelines to get and stay in the primary inbox. Some things to note: you want to use horizontal scaling infrastructure to send your emails at scale without burning your home domain. So you do this by sending volume over 10 plus secondary domains to make sure you keep your deliverability maxed out. And this is a screenshot of what that actually looks like. But high level in 2024, we're using Microsoft inboxes and are setting up 2 inboxes per domain. We're sending 20 to 25 emails per inbox each day. So assume you have 10 domains and are sending 25 daily emails across your 20 inboxes. This means that you're going to have a sending capacity of about 500 total outbound emails per day. You can scale this up or down by setting up more domains and more inboxes. So we typically will start with 10 to 20 domains for our client campaigns and then scale that volume up once we've dialed in our targeting and found our market messaging resonance. Now, here's a couple items to keep in mind to optimize your deliverability. If you're familiar with cold email, these are going to be something you've probably seen before, but just to go through them again: secondary domains. So you want to buy them from Porkbun, Cloudflare, GoDaddy, and so forward those secondary domains to your home domain. So here's an example of what that looks like, assuming your company name is google.com. So you want to get some other secondary domains like getgoogle or heygoogle.com. Then you want to set up your SPF, your DKIM, and your DMARC records. Make sure that those are properly set up. Then you want to make sure you're including an unsubscribe link in all of your emails. So every email that we send has a one-click unsubscribe link at the end. This makes it super easy to have anybody opt out. Also just maintains CAN spam compliance. Fourth thing here, high email warm-up. So warm-up pools are groups of email accounts that send emails back and forth, boosting your sending reputation and helping avoid being marked as spam. In general, we're sending between 30 and 40 warm-up emails per sending account. And the last thing here is you want to use spin tax, which is basically just creating different variations of a message by swapping out a specific word or phrase. This keeps the content fresher and less repetitive, and it also helps stay out of the spam folder. So here's an example of what that looks like. And in general, by following these guidelines, you're going to stay out of the spam folder and you're going to prevent unnecessary inbox burning. And ultimately, you'll stay and get into the primary inbox of your prospect. Defining your ideal customer profile and building your list. Your ICP is the qualitative and quantitative description of the perfect customer for your business. So having a dialed in ICP streamlines your entire customer acquisition process. This is because it helps you align your sales and your marketing messaging, which means that you can speak directly to your prospect, directly to your customer, and what they actually care about. And so understanding their priorities will help you position your offer as a transformation that can actually help them achieve their goals and what they truly care about. So your ICP is the definition of who your business is meant to serve, instead of trying to serve anybody who can afford us. Your ICP is your North Star for targeting and helps disqualify prospects early in the sales process so you don't waste time on bad fits. And ultimately, you can focus your resources, your time, your effort on those high quality leads that are going to have a much higher % chance of converting and ultimately closing and becoming a paying customer. So create your ICP by clearly defining who is and who is not a good fit with this simple checklist. So first step here, just analyze your existing client base and build a list of every customer you've worked with. Then exclude bad fits. So look at churn clients and those with inconsistent results. Identify why they weren't a good fit, why you got bad results for them or inconsistent results, and then create a list of non-negotiable deal breakers. And those can be your exclusions when building out your ideal fit list in the future. And then the last step here is just dial in those best fit clients. So the way that you do that, look at the clients that you've generated the best results for, who are the easiest to get great results for, and who you've ultimately retained the longest. Think through why they've been a good client. And there you have basically like a lookalike profile of your ideal fit companies. And then you can go build a list of similar ones. So here's an example of lever growth in our ideal customer. So typically we work with B2B businesses, primarily marketing agencies and software-enabled businesses with a minimum $20,000 customer LTV, 10 to 100 employees, and they're generally based in the US or Canada. Ideal fit personas or titles are going to be CEO, founders, and marketing and sales leaders at those companies. So we typically don't work with managed IT and cybersecurity offers as the ROI is not always there due to the general lower conversion of those types of offers using cold email. Now, just digging into the ICP with both broad and intent-based targeting. So broad was what I had mentioned before: geography, your industry, your company size, location, the technologies that you might use, and the broad people targeting or persona. You just have title, you have location here. You can think about things from the perspective of intent. In other words, what is the reason why somebody would be in a buying cycle for your product or service? And you look at specific criteria or events to indicate that. So for example, you do CRO, you might want to have a minimum traffic threshold on their website. If you do UGC creatives, you're going to want to know if they're on platforms like TikTok or trying to grow following. If you're doing paid ads, you want to know if they're using a pixel or some other type of attribution software. If they're doing fractional CMO, you want to know if there's some kind of a recent change in leadership or on the marketing team within the company. If you sell staffing or recruiting, you want to know what roles are explicitly looking to hire today. If you do something like email marketing, you want to know if they use a tool like Klaviyo. So some other intent triggers can be these, which we've used successfully in the past, but open job positions, new leadership at target company, recent funding announcement, or other big headline news, acquisitions, mergers. LinkedIn post engagement, LinkedIn event attendance, LinkedIn group membership. These are low-key great places to find really high quality intent leads. Prospect is currently following a competitor's company LinkedIn page, or you can look at bad ratings on platforms like G2 or Clutch and find those who are writing a complaint. If you're a competitive service or product to the bad complaint, you can just target that person and say, hey, we have a better service. These are our benefits. This is why we're better. Thinking about scraping really quickly, it's not a video on how to scrape leads, but this is a simple workflow. Basically, just use Apollo to build and scrape your list, then validate your list with a tool using Million Verifier. There's a bunch of other ones out there, but the key thing is to verify your list. 40% or more of your contact data is going to bounce if you don't validate it. So make sure to do that. Then once you get the invalids, the riskies, the bad data, re-enrich that and put it through what's called like a waterfall. Put it into a tool like Find Email, validate it again, scrub your list, and there you have it. If you want to get more contacts, continue to take your riskies and your invalids and put them in more enrichment services. Proven cold email copywriting frameworks. So for our clients, we're typically developing 4-step, 1-month-long sequence. So we're going to test 4 to 5 angles for email 1 and 2 to 4 for emails 2 through 4. So what that means is you have 4 people on your list, 4 people are getting a different email 1. And so that allows you to test over time to see what's working, what's not. We'll use a mix of direct, indirect offers, and calls to action. This graph here shows actual meeting booking data from December 23 through January 24. And you can see really that emails 1 through 4 are generating a vast majority of the actual meeting conversions, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4. Email 2 and 3 are the highest booking rates at around 50%. So this data includes email follow-up once those prospects reply to the initial email sequence. So we can assume that emails 1 through 3 will generate the most interested replies overall. Something to note, a quick caveat around follow-up, it's just really important to balance follow-up with intent. So you should really assume that once a prospect replies, they're now a prospect worth reaching out to until you get an answer, whether that's a yes or a no. It's not recommended to continuously follow up with prospects if you haven't heard from them at all. It's likely that they haven't responded because your offer is not a business priority right now, and more follow-up is not going to solve that problem. What I would suggest doing instead is waiting a quarter, half a year, and reaching back out again, because business priorities change quarter over quarter and year over year. And so the timing might just be off. So reach back out again at a later date, but don't just be consistent about it unless you have that intent. And so again, only follow up in perpetuity if the prospect has raised their hand with some level of positive intent. So here's an email sequence framework. You got to think about cold email copywriting from the perspective of how you can ultimately help the prospect. You've probably gotten a lot of emails that say, I'd love to hop on a call with you, or hey, my name is this, I work at this company. It's like, nobody cares, right? It's not valuable because it's not valuable to the prospect. People really only care about how you can help them, especially if it's an unsolicited sales email. So reframe your outreach with this in mind. And so here are 4 frameworks that we use to convert, and these actually work really well. So I'm giving them to you for free, but think about like the initial email. You want to make your offer, add some social proof, and make a soft CTA. So for example, saw you're leading some business segment. So that means you care about a specific problem that your offer solves for. We're helping the vertical that is of your prospect. Talk about a case study and how you generated a specific result in a specific time frame. This is putting the prospect into the mindset to put them in the shoes of your case study. And so in seeing that, they're going to be more inclined to want to engage with you, right? So asking a soft call to action, like, are you interested in seeing a case study showing how we did it? So then the next email, you want to do a follow-up, simply like offer a couple pieces of advice as to how you can help them improve. In this case, you don't actually have to do the loom before you make the reach. If they respond, then you put it together. Just in time deliverables. That's how we like to do it. But email 3 here, follow up, reemphasize that social proof. Think about follow up as a way that you're actually like trying to get in touch with somebody. It's not a thread. It's not a random grouping of messages that may or may not hit. think about it as like how you might actually reach out to another person or another human. And you're following up for a reason, and you're reaching out because of a specific reason why you're trying to help them. And so have that emphasized in your outreach. And then the last step here is just a referral email. So this gets really good conversions because if you're reaching out to the wrong person, but it could be the right time, they will often just point you in the right direction, and you have a backdoor or a side door into a good fit client conversation. Interested lead nurture and follow-up. So once you get a reply from your prospect, it's now your responsibility to keep piling on value until they convert. So effective follow-up is a mix of art and science, but you don't need to complicate it. When a prospect responds to your cold email with positive intent, expect to follow up in perpetuity and they convert or they say no. Once you get that interested reply, follow up 4 to 5 times over the next month. If there's still no response, and you can space those follow-ups longer, typically 2 weeks. I like to do a month. For example, a prospect replies. First, respond to their question, then push them into a meeting. If they don't actually convert, nudge them along with follow-up. Typically, people want to know a couple of things. They want to know about your process, how do you work? They want to know about your case studies, how do you have results, what are the relevant results, and what's your pricing? In other words, like how much do you charge? So leads are going to ask the same question a million ways, but are generally looking to get just one of those 3 answers. And so to systematize your follow-up, create a 3-step sequence, just reminding the engaged lead about the result they can achieve in working with you. So what that means, add value with the sales asset. All these things I just mentioned. Pushing for a meeting on a specific day of the week. Simple framework. The goal of this sequence is to stay top of mind and to provide actionable advice and value that shows that you're the logical and only choice to solve their problem. So here's a couple frameworks that we use for follow-up, but simply, right? One's a good time to discuss, insert the value prop. Again, making it relatable to them and what you can help them achieve. Follow-up 2, case study. Any thoughts on the case study that we sent over? Referral ask, this is another one that we use all the time. And then if they're not following up again, follow up with more case studies, more social proof, making sure that you're focusing and highlighting on the quantifiable result. And that's a big thing. But the crux of it all is just follow up in perpetuity until they say yes and they convert, or they say no. Truly the money is in the follow-up. Simple as that. Now, if you're a B2B agency, high-ticket software business, software-enabled business, and you're looking for 5 to 15 net new high-quality sales meetings each month with your ideal fit client on autopilot, head over to levergrowth.io. We will be happy to take a meeting with you, discuss your needs, discuss your business today, see if it's a good fit, and if we can help you. If you found value in this video, like, subscribe, let me know what you liked, let me know what you want to see more of. If you want to connect with me, I'm on YouTube, I'm on X, I'm on LinkedIn, and feel free to reach out anytime. But I love making these videos. Let me know what you loved. That's it for today. Talk to you in the next video. Peace.